Hi guys, this is Missy J and welcome back to my channel. That's right. So today I'm gonna do this reaction video on 6 things you shouldn't do in Malaysia, and I'm not too sure how accurate this guy is, so let's see. But before we do that, go ahead and like this video and also subscribe to this channel because you want to know when my next video is coming out, which is every day. That's right. Alright, so let's get on with it.
In this video, we're going to talk about the things you should never do in Malaysia. What is going on, YouTube? Greetings from my apartment here in Split, Croatia. I actually just left Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia after 30 days.
Wow.
It was such an awesome experience, and I'm definitely going to be heading back there probably a few months from now.
Okay, so this is prior lockdown video. So anyways, let's see what he knows about Malaysia.
Malaysia is probably going to be my home base in Southeast Asia because it's so easy and cheap to get everywhere else that it just makes a lot of sense. I've already put out a couple of videos from Malaysia and they're doing really well. I can't thank the Malaysian people enough. Like 80% of the viewership are from Malaysians. They're liking, they're commenting, they're subscribing. They're just an awesome fan base and I really appreciate their support. I actually had a couple of my new Malaysian subscribers reach out and say, you should do a video about the things that Westerners shouldn't do in Malaysia that are culturally offensive. So I figured I'd make a video not just about the culturally offensive things, but also things you just should never do in Malaysia. I came up with 6 things. This is not an all-inclusive list. If you're Malaysian or someone who's spent a lot of time in Malaysia, and you can add to this list, please type those suggestions below. The community would really appreciate it. Also, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I make weekly travel videos to hopefully inspire people to get out there and travel more. If that kind of content interests you, please make sure you subscribe. And if you enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button. It helps more people find the video. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into this list. Okay, so the first thing is pretty simple. Never get in an unmetered taxi. This doesn't just apply in Malaysia, it applies almost anywhere, but specifically in Malaysia, if you get in an unmetered taxi, you're definitely gonna be charged double or triple what it should cost you to go somewhere. So you always wanna make sure you ask them to run the meter. This is especially true at the airport. You're gonna have all kinds of people coming at you when you arrive at the airport in Malaysia. Just make sure you find a metered cab. If they won't turn the meter on, don't get in the cab. Also, Malaysia has Grab, which is kind of their version of Uber. Grab actually bought out Uber. And if you use that app, you're gonna have a set price every single time and you don't have to worry about a cab driver trying to screw you over.
That is correct. I mean, ever since I was young, I've never really taken a taxi anywhere. Like, I don't know, it's a cultural thing, but we never really get into a taxi in Malaysia. If we ever do, I think the only time I actually really started taking like taxis and stuff like that was when Grab and Uber actually came about because there's a fixed price. Every time we get into a taxi here, we would actually call people we know, like who does transportation services. So people who have experienced transportation services with this particular service, we are more prone to call people like those rather than take a taxi meter anywhere. Because I don't know, maybe it's a cultural thing, but we feel like we're definitely gonna get cheated we're definitely going to get cheated, maybe because the meter, I don't know, it's a cultural thing. Anyways, we never take a pure taxi, well, at least to the extent that I know. And I would actually take Grab like 100% all the time. When Uber was out, Uber or Grab, never a taxi. It's either that or a private service that our family know or our friends recommend or whatever, but never really through the taxis that they have at the airport or, you know, just by the street. Yeah, it's just a Malaysian thing.
Okay, so next on the list of things to never do in Malaysia.
Oh yeah. Never wear your shoes into our house. That is so true. Guys, if you guys are going to come to my house, don't ever wear your shoe in because it's dirty. You're wearing your shoes everywhere and you're collecting all the dirt from everywhere. And then you're gonna walk into my house with your shoes? No way, dude. That is some sacred space you're walking into with the dirty shoes. So keep your shoes outside.
Malaysia, never enter a house with your shoes on. This is one of those cultural differences that people talk about that sometimes Westerners are ignorant to. In Malaysia, it is the height of rudeness to go in somebody's house with your shoes on. Shoes are considered dirty and they don't want shoes walking around the floor, especially since they walk around the floor without shoes on. So never wear your shoes in a Malaysian household. Okay, so number 3, this one's kind of funny. Never bring durian indoors. Durian is considered the king of fruit in most of Southeast Asia, but it has a repulsive smell. And if you bring it into somebody's house or you bring it into your hotel room, your whole hotel room is gonna stink for weeks, and it could spread to the rest of the hotel or the house that you're staying in. So make sure you don't bring durian indoors. Eat your durian.
Okay, so it really depends whose house you're bringing that durian into, because I'm a durian lover, and if you're saying you're bringing durian over, I'll say bring it, man, bring it into my house. But of course, it's very common in Malaysia to see, especially in hotels and Airbnbs and so on, they'll stick signs that say no durian allowed, because yeah, he's right, durian actually stinks up the whole place, and it actually hangs around for about I would say 1 or 2 days. I wouldn't say a week. But yeah, it has a very strong scent. Some people really can't stand it, but in my case, I love the smell and I love the taste. If you guys have not tried out durian, I do recommend that you try it out when you're in Asia, because it's definitely a delicacy that you need to try. It's really nice. So what we do is generally, if we're going into someone's house, if we're bringing over durian, we will always ask the person, oh, all right, I've got durian, so do you mind if I bring it over and we'll have it in your house? And if they're okay with it, then they'll let you bring it. But if not, then, so we don't like pop up and surprise people like, I've got durian, let me in your house, force them to let you into your house. Yeah, no, we don't do that. But it's always good to ask prior if they are okay with us bringing durian, because yeah, durian does stink the place up, but it tastes delicious.
Outdoors, throw it away, don't bring it inside. Okay, so next on the list is another one of those cultural sensitivities.
Ooh.
Never touch somebody on their head or pass an object over somebody's head. In Malaysian culture, the head is considered the most sacred part of the body and should be respected. So if you touch somebody's head or you pass something over their head, it's considered a sign of disrespect. So just be aware of this cultural difference.
That is right. We usually don't pass it over their head. We usually do it behind their backs. Like if you're sitting, like if someone's sitting in between you and your sister and you want to pass something on, you don't pass it in front of them either, because that's just rude. We'll always pass it behind that person so that, you don't obstruct anything that they are currently doing. And yeah, it's rude that way if you do it in front. So we always do it behind, not on top, not over, but behind. Yeah.
And don't be rude and touch somebody's head. Okay, so the next one is another one of those cultural differences. Never display excessive amounts of PDA. Culturally, Malaysia is pretty conservative, and you're not gonna see locals engaging in public displays of affection, and so they're not used to seeing that. So if you're out there doing it, it can be considered rude or offensive. You also see signs in places like train stations, bus stations that say no kissing and hugging in public. Something like a peck on the cheek is probably fine, but just be aware of the cultural differences. It's not like Western culture where public displays of affection.
Okay, I would say we're living in 21st century, but we're still an Islamic country. So yeah, we don't really do a lot of excessive display outside. But like a little bit like holding your hands, hugging, a little bit of kissing, I think it's okay, but not excessively doing it outside. You'll probably get fined or something by the police. So yeah, just stay cautious of this, because we are still an Islamic country and we do need to respect everybody that we have living in here, living in this country. We are a multicultural country and we do respect each other. That's how we live harmoniously together.
And are commonplace. Okay, so the last one is kind of funny, but it probably is the one that impacted me the most. Never leave home without an umbrella in Malaysia. Torrential downpours happen at a moment's notice here, And if you don't have an umbrella, you're gonna be soaked. You might think, well, Kevin, why don't you just find cover? The rain comes down so hard and fast here that you can only take about 2 or 3 steps before you're completely soaked. Even if the weather report says it's not gonna rain, I can almost guarantee you that's a lie. Make sure you bring your umbrella with you.
Okay, you can bring an umbrella with you, and he's so right. The weather report is sort of not accurate, but we as Malaysians, we actually don't walk around with our umbrellas. Even if we know it's gonna rain, we actually don't bring an umbrella. We'll use our bag or whatever we have with us just to like cover ourselves and run as fast as you can. Yeah, but we do have umbrellas sitting in our cars. If we ever go anywhere and it starts to rain, if it's if it's very small rain, like a drizzle, we won't even bother taking out. Well, at least I won't. I won't even bother opening that umbrella, because then you'll have to hang it to dry and then pack it back into. Yeah, it's a little bit too much work for me. So if it's a small drizzle, I wouldn't even open my umbrella, and I wouldn't even carry an umbrella anywhere I go, because it's such a hassle. Like, you have to carry that extra thing everywhere you go. No, sorry. Even if I do expect it to rain, I think I would bring a cap or a jacket with a hoodie. Yeah, I'm just a simple girl. Sorry, guys, but I think there are some people that bring umbrellas around. I guess, like, if people are really walking long distance under, on a street, and they are afraid that it's gonna rain, then yeah, I'm pretty sure that people will bring a umbrella. But if, let's say, like, you have a car or you're using public transport, most of the times, I wouldn't say we would carry around an umbrella. Even if we would carry a small one that fits in the bag, so it's more convenient. But yeah, I guess he's got a point. It does rain, but it doesn't rain as long as it would in European countries. We have rains that last throughout the day, but it's very rare. Most of the times the rain would last maybe about 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and I've actually heard, like, in European countries it goes on like for days, just drizzling small rain. But luckily in Malaysia, that doesn't happen very often. It probably rains like 15 minutes or 30 minutes and then it stops. So I guess we're lucky that way for tropical city.
Okay, so those are the 6 things that I came up with to never do in Malaysia. If you have any other recommendations or you disagree with some of my recommendations, please comment below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It helps more people find it. Maybe more Malaysians will come in and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
Oh, our twin tower. That is a really slow subscribe button. Wow. And really slow mouse. See you next week. So that is it for today. I hope you guys found these 6 things you should not do in Malaysia interesting, because yeah, some of these facts are really on point. Some would say, yeah, it's maybe points that are really related to everywhere around the world. But yeah, I find it interesting to see how foreigners see our country and how we as Malaysians actually see these points. But I guess it's really useful for foreigners that come to our country. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel right now. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye. Ooh, the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower. I mean, our twin tower.